Hi everybody, this is Stephanie and you are in my kitchen. I am going to do a, first of all, thanks everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for subscribing, thumbs up and all that stuff. I really appreciate you guys, and please keep doing it. The thumbs up does help with the algorithm. So I really appreciate you just hitting that thumbs up for me. Thank you so much. Now, on my Sunday dinner that I did, someone asked me, could I make some fried corn, and it just reminded me of my mother. And I think what she was talking about. Well, I think there's two different things. One, the corn that my mother did, which is what I'm going to do right now. You don't milk the corn. But what my mother did, she milked the corn. And I'm going to show you what she did. I don't know, you can call it southern corn or whatever you want to call it, but that's what my mother did. And she also used to add some string beans because she always grew stuff. So we had corn, we had string beans and all that stuff, and we used to have to, pluck them for her, take off the ends and all that while we were sitting there having a conversation, which is what people did back then. And it just reminded me of that. And right now, I got some corn from Costco. I had 16 ears of corn, and I'm going to show you what I did, okay? And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this recipe. It's from my mind, really, as I sort of remember some of the things my mother did. So, bear with me. I'm going to get this done, okay? Thank you. Watch. This is my mother's southern corn. Okay. Here we go. Now I have just this pan right here. It's just a foil pan, and here, just to hold the corn up, I have this is a piece of Tupperware. You can put anything here, but it's a little Tupperware bowl, and I already did all of the corn here anyway. So I'm just going to show you guys what I remember my mother doing. You have to have a nice sharp knife. And right here, this is what I use to sharpen my knife. I got this from QVC a while ago. And I sharpen my knife all the time. So if you don't have a sharp knife, buy yourself a knife sharpener. And I'll put a link down for a knife sharpener. May not be this one exactly, but you need to get a knife sharpener to keep so you have a good sharp knife when you want to cook. So here we go. I already sharpened my knife, and what you do is you simply cut down. Just go down, and the corn comes right off. You go all around like this. The corn comes right off. It gets all over the place, but it comes right off. That's for sure. Comes right down. And just, don't push it. It'll come straight. So you want to pull out the corn that way. Get all the corn right off. I remember Mama doing this. It sure do remind me of her. And Sundays with this kind of corn and some and her fried chicken. Oh my God. And some biscuits or something. That was Sunday dinner. That's what I'm talking about. Plus she put some string beans in there. And I'm going to put some frozen string beans in mine because I don't have any fresh string beans. So I'm going to hook it up my way today. Then you take the back of the knife and you go up. And what you can see here, you see, that's the milk of the corn. And you milk that stuff. It's like cream corn, basically. It's like cream corn and string beans that she would make. And I think she used to call it like succotash. That's what I remember her saying when she would make it. So she go like this and get the milk. You see how much juice is still in this corn when you do that? You want to do that. Turn it this way and get the rest out. And you just want to milk that corn. So that's what she did. That's what I remember. And so I'm going, by my memory, to try to make something decent, really good to eat for dinner tonight. Okay, I do remember this. So that's one. I got one more left of the 16. Here's the last one. And here we go. She stuck it like that. And off it went. You just cut it. She did this. She did it so fast. My mother was quick with this, boy. She was quick. She had a lot to do, and she had to get this done. And that I do remember. And I would think you could really probably, set it up in your crock pot. I would think you could probably do that and let it go all day and just let it cook real nice. But for now, I'm putting it in my frying pan, and maybe I won't, because it depends on how much room I got in my frying pan. I might have to get a bigger pot. We'll see as I'm going along here. Meanwhile, let me also just milk this too, so you guys can see what that means when you're milking it. It just means just go with the back of your knife and pull it up. That's what it means. So there we go. Let's go in the other direction. That's all you're really doing. And you are milking the corn. It gets all over you, I tell you. I'm going to have to wipe my face from this, but yes. And I haven't done this. I don't know that I ever actually made this as an adult. I really don't know, because Mama made it. And I just ate it, because when she made this, I loved it. I loved this when she made it. So that's what it reminded me of. And I said, I'm going to try to make this myself in the way that I sort of remember her doing it. So here we go. Get rid of that. And now it goes with the rest of the corn in here. Now, what I do remember too is that she used bacon, and she fried up some bacon, or she used the bacon grease from whatever we have for breakfast. So she used the bacon grease. My mother had a can that she actually kept the bacon grease in, and she just take bacon grease and throw it in there. Now, if people don't like bacon or don't eat bacon, you can make this with just a little oil. You don't have to use bacon grease, but I am going to use bacon grease because I like bacon, and I'm going to do it the way I remember my mother doing it. So I'm over to the stove with this corn. We go, okay? This corn is going over to the stove. Here we go. Let me stick it over here. Put it top over there. Okay. One sec. Turn on the light. All right. So in this pan, I fried up this bacon. I fried this bacon already, and it's in this pan. And what I'm going to do, we'll turn on the stove right now. So I got some heat coming in here. Now, I remember when she did it, she also, she put butter in this. She put salt and pepper. I'm not putting too much salt in it, but I'm going to put some pepper in. I'll taste and see if it needs any salt. I'm putting a little all-in-one or garlic seasoning, Spain spice in there, and some pepper, and a little bit of onion powder. I'm not putting a whole bunch of stuff in it. That's what I'm putting in mine. And I'm going to see how this works. And you can use a little bit of like half and half or cream or something to help make it creamier. And I'll see how it works with this. But I'm gonna try to go from my memory to try to figure out how to do this, and I might keep doing it. But this is what this is my try at my mother's corn. Okay, here we go. So this is now getting hot, and as it gets hot, and it's bacon grease, I'm gonna put this bacon. I'm gonna put this. I'm going to put the corn in this. I honestly feel like I need to get a bowl. I mean a pot. And so I'm going to get a pot. So, okay guys, I'm at the stove. I actually fried up some bacon in a different pan, but I have so much corn that I decided to put it actually in a pot instead of in the pan, which I also remember my mom doing too. So I'm going to turn on this stove right here. I had made some bacon this morning and had a little bacon grease left in here. So I put all the bacon grease in this pot, and that's what I'm working with right now. So I'm gonna let it, get come down a little bit, get a little hot. But it doesn't really have to get that hot. I'm moving all my corn over here. Now, what I'm gonna do is put my corn in my pot right here, in my pot, and work with it like that. So, in she goes, and goes all that corn, that wonderful goodness corn. Yeah, that would never fit. Never would have fit in the other pot, in the frying pan, because I have too much. But you could do this in a frying pan. I just have too much. I made it like my mother was cooking for all of us. So, and I made it because the corn was fresh. So I decided to go ahead and try it like this. So I remember her. She put it in the pan. It's on, and it's cooking. I remember my mother maybe putting just a little bit of water in there. She didn't put a whole lot, just a drop of water to keep it together. And she put just a drop of water in there. And I know she put butter in there. She put butter in it. So I'm going to put butter in mine too. And I'm going to season it up. And I might put just a little bit of half and half or something in there. Let me just get a knife. So I'm going to put like a half a stick of butter in here right now. And again, this is 16 ears of corn. So there's a lot of corn. I suppose I could make this for Thanksgiving. And I think we did have it for Thanksgiving sometime, if I'm correct. Then I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of this garlic and herb seasoning, which guys, I love it. So I'm going to put some of this in it. My garlic and herb, Spain spice, garlic and herb. Not too much salt in this stuff. Very, very, very good. Spain spice. That's what I use a lot. It's my new favorite. Then I'm going to also put some black pepper in. And in some black pepper goes. Or you could have used white pepper. I remember her using that too. And then I'm using some onion powder. I could have put peppers and onions, in this, but I'm doing it this way this time and see what's going on. And then just let it cook. Let it cook. Just let it go. So that's what we're going to do. And what I am going to do is, for sure, I'm going to put in a little bit of half and half. Make that nice and creamy. So I'm going to get a little half and half out of the refrigerator. I got some half and half. I'm going to put a little bit of that in. Maybe a quarter of a cup in here. Make it nice and creamy. And there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this just simmer. I'm going to let it come to a nice simmer. And I'm going to let it simmer for, maybe 20 minutes. Put a top on it and let it simmer for like 20 minutes. And see if the consistency is going to work for me. But it's very simple as that. That's all I remember her doing. And, I'll give it a taste as we're going along here, So, I sometimes remember her putting flour in, but I think that, I don't know that I want to put the flour in, because I think it's going to get creamy just like this. So, we'll see how this rolls. Okay, guys? I got a top for this. I was hardly using my stove, but here we go. You got to use your stove sometime, especially to get down and make it the way our parents made food. That's in the stove. So on the top goes. I'm going to turn it down, and I'm going to let it kind of simmer here for about 20 minutes. I'll be back in around 20 minutes as I check this and see what it's looking like, okay? Be right back. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, and it's now doing a nice little boil. I added the other half of my stick of butter, so this now has a whole stick of butter in it. And it is looking good and tasting good. I've tasted it. It tastes good to me. And I like it with a little crunch. Doesn't have to be like mushy mushy. So I wouldn't even say that this is creamy, because it could get creamier. You know, the longer it stays, the longer it stays in, the more creamier it will get. But at this point, for 20 minutes, because it is vegetable, so at this point, I'm just going to add these frozen snap peas. Yeah, snap peas in here, and it's going to be really good. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to cook for maybe another 10 minutes, and then these vegetables should be done. You know, the only thing I had was frozen. Sorry, I didn't have fresh. So I'm just trying to eat, and I'm remembering my mom. So I think that this is gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna stir it in. I'm giving it another 10 more minutes, and you know this is gonna be good. We used sometimes she used canned beans. She would use some string beans, the French cut string beans, or the regular string beans, or whatever, and you mix it with corn like this. This would be good for Thanksgiving. This was a good side dish for Thanksgiving. So, and that's what I might say on my when I put this video out. A good side dish for Thanksgiving. So, guys, you know, I'll be back 15 more minutes, and we'll see what it looks like. But I'll let it go for another 15. See? I'll be right back. Bye-bye. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. And it's been cooking, and I'm sure it's done because it was already real good and done. So I think I put it in like another 10 more minutes, let it cook down. So guys, see what it looks like? I can see in the camera myself what it looks like. And it looks good. Simple corn. And you want to milk that corn and get all that milk out of that corn. And look at this. Look at it. It's beautiful. Look what it looks like. I'm going to put a little in a bowl. This I think is a half a cup of my Weight Watchers cups. A half a cup. And I got to say this alone is probably 5 points. I'm going to top it off with the bacon I actually cooked to get the bacon grease. So I'm going to just make a pretty picture with bacon on it. And now we can actually, the bacon for me is, this bacon is like 1 point extra. So this whole thing for me is probably a good 6 points of food for me. So that looks great to me. That looks very, very nice. I'm going to take a picture for myself, for my thumbnail. But that's for Mama. That's Mama's. And I'm going to take a picture, then I'm going to end up taking a bite. That's what I'm going to do. Because it reminds me of my mother. This time of the year, Mama doing what Mama does. You can add extra sugar, but I didn't add any extra sugar. You could actually add flour to thicken it up if you want. Also did not do that. I'm just really just concentrating on eating this as it is because I am hungry. So guys, I'm going to show you. I'm going to take a bite of it, and I'm going to eat the rest of the fish tonight. So just worked on this a little today. This is really, really, really good. It's sweet. It's not extremely sweet. This is fresh corn. So guys, The happy dance. That's good. and my follower from my Sunday, I can't remember her name. I have to probably go look it up. But she's the one who gave me a thought about that, making it that way. This is what I remember from my mom. So thank you for inspiring me, making me like, go do that. Make it. It is good. And it's good for a holiday. It's good for the Thanksgiving or Christmas. So if you got a crowd of people, that was 16 years of corn, but it didn't take that long to do. And you can have that and put it and have it for your Thanksgiving dinner or your Christmas dinner for your family. So, and I may actually do this again for my family, but I won't use pork because one of our family members don't eat pork. But I'm going to make this again. So, guys, thank you all for coming in my kitchen. It's time for me to finish my dinner. I'm going to make some fish and play with my my XL grill right now to make this fish. But I will talk with you guys later. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.